Oh man, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Meandcarkeys. In today's video, I want to talk about the infamous wrist sliding window of a 2015 and up F150 XLT. Let's talk about it. Now, the reason we're doing an update video on this wrist sliding window is because somebody asked. Now, whoever asked, thank you for asking. So I get a question about this wrist sliding window probably about 4 to 5 times a week, believe it or not. And it's people always saying, oh, the same thing happened to me. How's it holding up? How's your fix going? And I always kind of respond in the comments when somebody asks me for a dedicated video. So that's why we're doing it. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe. If you don't know what I'm talking about, allow me to explain. This is my 2015 F150 XLT in ingot silver. We've done a ton of mods to it, but one of the constant issues has been the rear sliding window right here. If you don't know what a rear sliding window is, let me show you real quick. There it is. This is the rear sliding window of a 2015 F150. It is electronically controlled by a button on the inside of the truck. Boom, and it opens, closes, very seamless. It's actually an amazing design. A very amazing design. So if you're the driver, you want to open that window, get a little more airflow, which I do right now because it is hot. You can just hit the button right there. You know, remember the old school trucks where you had to actually climb back there and unhook the latch and then slide it over? This alleviated that. All right, so I bought this truck in 2020, and probably about 9 months after getting this truck, I heard the sound of wind. I was riding down the street and I kept hearing wind, and I kept down the windows, putting it back up, trying to figure out where the sound was coming from, and only to find out that the sound was actually coming from that rear sliding window. And to put it in proper perspective, the window was supposed to be sitting up like this. It was literally leaning forward like this and leaning on the seat. I want to give a quick sort of blueprint of how this is all laid out. You have your rear sliding window here in the middle, right? And you have your frame up here at the top. Now, this is the main window right here and on that side. Now, it's all connected at the top. It's actually all one big piece with a big opening here in the middle. This main part is connected to the truck some kind of way. I don't know. It's connected to the truck. The only thing that's holding this wrist sliding piece in is this frame. The only thing holding this frame up is adhesive. So this is glued to the window with adhesive. And this sliding window is actually sitting inside a track in that wrist sliding piece. If you see right there, it's actually inside of a track. So when I open and close the window, see that? This piece is actually inside of a track. So this acts as the frame for this sliding window, and that's a track for it to slide on. So when this part came loose, it was actually sitting on this seat, probably leaning like this with the frame sitting on top of it. And it kind of made me wonder, how's that even possible? Now, I'm not an engineer. Well, I think I am, but I'm not necessarily an engineer. But it doesn't seem like the best design, because to be honest with you, the only thing holding this window in is this frame that is glued to this window. So I went on the F150 forum to see if anybody else had dealt with the same issue and if anybody had a fix for it. And there were 2 guys who said that they had dealt with the same thing. One guy said he used 3M tape and put it back up there. One guy said he used some window adhesive and put it back up there. I just took both of them, put them together and used both and put it up there. And it lasted me a good 9 months, right? That was the first video I did on this. Lasted me a good 9 months. Then one day we're on our way to the beach on a family road trip. It's 100 degrees outside, which probably was the issue. And I hear wind noise. And of course, the window was loose again. So this time I took it to a shop here in Atlanta on the south side in Riverdale, Georgia, called Auto Glass Now. And the manager came out and he actually fixed it for me. He used the same, well, he didn't use 3M tape, but he used the same 3M adhesive that I used. The only thing he did differently that I didn't use was he used primer. Right, I didn't know. So he used primer, and he guaranteed me that it will hold. This is the fix that's in question. So if you have this issue, I'm gonna put all the products that he used in the description below. In my last video, I'll link that video as well. But I'm gonna put all the products that he used just in case you need it, because I'm really trying to help people. Right, this is the point of this video, is to help people, because I know how frustrated I was when my window broke twice, and you know how frustrating it is to hear wind and Anyway, so I want to help people, so that's why I'm putting the products in the description below. So anyway, he did use primer, and that was the main difference. He guaranteed me it will hold, and he guaranteed me to the point where he said if it doesn't hold, to bring it back to him, and he'll fix it for free. So he did charge me $100 to fix it, which was fine at the time. I really didn't care. I just wanted it to be fixed. What's happening, y'all? I'm here to introduce you to the all-new Meandcarkeys.com. Meandcarkeys.com is live. On there you can find behind-the-scenes coverage, footage of car shows, events, anything we got going on. You can also pick up some really cool merch to support the channel. Right now we have the black with the white logo, and we have the gray with the black logo. Come on by Meandcarkeys.com. Let me know what you think about the website. Put in the comments below. Any suggestions you might have, put in the comments as well. This is a great way to support the channels, and I do appreciate your support throughout all this time. Once again, Meandcarkeys.com. I see you over there. Back to the video. All right, so to answer the question at hand, right, the topic of the video, is it still holding up? Is the fix still literally a fix? And I'm happy to say today, a year later after posting that video, a year and a half, almost 2 years after posting the initial video, the window fix is actually holding up. So the answer is, yeah, it's actually working. It's working just fine. So as you can see, it's still holding on. I don't have any type of wind noise. It's very well sealed. I don't know if I showed it before. It has these rubber pieces around the outside that keep water from coming in the truck. It's working very well. So I want to give a big shout out to Auto Glass Now, Riverdale, Georgia. Not only are you helping me, but you're helping a lot of people that watch these videos. So thanks. Now, thankfully, I was able to stand there and watch as he fixed my sliding window. And I thank God for that, because it gave me the, I really wanted to see what products he used, the way he was going to do it, the process he took. And it gave me the ability to come back and let you guys know a good way to fix this and give you the tips that he actually gave me. So a couple of tips I want to give. Number one, I scraped off all the old adhesive off this trim piece and off this window with a XACTO knife, a razor blade. So scrape it all off as best you can. Then use some rubber and alcohol to clean it off. As you see, my window's not that clean, but that's not the point. So clean this trim piece and this window with rubber and alcohol to get all the old residue, get all the old dirt off, so that you'll have a clean contact point when you put it back on. That's when you go ahead and put the primer on, right? Which is what I missed the first time. You put the primer on. This is the question that I was getting a lot from people in the comment section is, where do you put the primer? Where do you put the adhesive? And I need to make sure I address that. And that's why I gave the blueprint for how this window is set up in the first place. So you're gonna put the primer on both the window trim and on the actual window, right? All the way across. And you're gonna let it sit for a while. He let it sit for about 10 minutes to make sure it was completely dry before he went on with the next process. And that was the thing that he said. He said that prep was the key here. Prep was the #1 key in getting this window frame to stick. So he put, like I said, he put primer on the trim piece and on the window all the way across and let it sit. The next thing he did was he put the adhesive on. So the way he did it was he put adhesive on the back of this trim piece, right? All the way across. He put adhesive all the way across. Like, and he put it liberally. Like when I say he put, and that's both for the primer and for the adhesive, he put it liberally. He put it all over the place, which is good. And he said that was one of the reasons why it will stick, because you use enough. Make sure you use enough. Somebody was asking me about this sliding window. The window is actually inside of here. So if you put primer and glue all the way across, it's not going to affect this window whatsoever. You're not going to accidentally glue the window shut. That's not how it works, right? This window is actually inside of this trim piece. I'm sorry. This window is actually inside of this trim piece, and the glue is actually on the back side. So it doesn't affect this at all. Let's say primer on both the trim piece and on the window. When it came to the adhesive, he put the adhesive just on the trim piece. Put the adhesive on the trim piece, slid this in. Right, that's why I gave the blueprint of how this is set up. You have to slide this sliding piece back into the trim piece first, and then stick it back on to the window. Now, he didn't hold it with a lot of pressure. He kind of just pushed it on all the way across to make sure that it was stuck, and then he left it alone. And he said to me, he said, don't use your sliding window for a couple of hours to make sure that it's on there. Give it some time to basically cure to the window before you start opening and closing the window. Of course, I waited like 24 hours before I even tried, but that's what he told me. This is a quick outside view of the sliding window fix. As you see, it is tight and seamless. And as I pointed out earlier, it does have these rubber seal all the way around to keep water from getting in. So that's not a concern. The fix was a fix, and that's what it looks like from the outside. So I want to address something real quick. Those are my kids. So I want to address something real quick. I'll show you. I'll show them to you. Hold on. I want to address something real quick.
Welcome to Meandcarkeys.
Yeah.
That's why I was gonna wear my Meandcarkeys shirt.
Scooter gang. So a lot of people ask this question in the comment section. Why hasn't Ford issued a recall? Does Ford not care about their customers? Like, why is this happening? There's never been a official fix by Ford. And I think I can kind of answer that question. I can't really speak for Ford, but I can kind of answer that question. It's because nobody died. As simple as that. Now, if somebody was to die, something tragic was to happen, then Ford would have to issue a recall, right? Because it'll make it look bad on Ford. Now, I love Ford. Don't get me wrong. Ford is by far the best brand that I've ever owned. It's the brand I've owned the most. It's the brand I'm most familiar with. I'm a Ford guy, clearly. Thunderbirds, Mustangs, F-150s, Falcons, the whole nine, all the way to Lincolns and Mercuries. I'm a Ford guy. I love Ford. However, they are not going to issue a recall for this because nothing tragic has happened. So when it comes to a recall, what needs to be done is a lot of people have to file a complaint. I've already filed a complaint. The National Highway of Safety, NHTSA, National Highway of Traffic Safety Administration. National Highway I just said it, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.gov. Go on there, file a complaint, right? I filed a complaint and I have not heard back. It was at least 6 months ago, so if we will all go on there and file a complaint, maybe we'll do something. I don't know. We don't know. We never know unless we try. We have to make a difference in some way. We have to start together. So if you go in there, file a complaint, let me know you did it, put in the comments below. Maybe that'll do something, maybe not, but you know, it doesn't hurt to try. So if you look at my channel, I posted 2 videos on this window issue, and one of them is my top video that I've ever posted. Between the 2 videos, there are about 70,000 views about this window issue, right? And I know a lot of other YouTubers have also posted it. Other F150 people have posted it as well. So it's a known issue, but maybe it's not known by the right people. So we all get together, file a complaint, see what happens. So I didn't plan to do all this. I didn't plan to bore you with this long video. I was really just gonna come on here and say, yes, the fix works, do it. But it turned out to be all this. But I'm kind of happy I did. I mean, there's a lot of information I want to give to people. And I can say this is all to help people. This is not about me. It's about us all living a better life and helping each other, motivating each other. Like I say, motivation crew, that's me, that's you. We're here to motivate each other, you know, so that's what we do, you know. So if you got any information out of this, let me know, right? Put it in the comments below. If you fixed your truck or you fixed it somebody, let me know how much it costs, and let me know if the fix works for you, if it held, whatever issues you may have, questions, whatever it is, put in the comments below. Let me know, like always. Once again, thank you for watching another video on the Meandcarkeys channel. As always, I appreciate you. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.